Hi, I'm Heather from Teaching with Coffee and Mascara, and today we are doing another part of a Create Your Own Classroom Decor line. So let's get started. Today we are going to be creating some silent hand signal posters, and we are going to be creating in PowerPoint. So I've already got my PowerPoint up. Back in part one, I made my planning sheet. So that's what this looks like. Basically, I took a photo of something that I own in my classroom off of Google, and I made a color palette, and I picked fonts to use to make it nice and easy. Let's see. So I'm using PowerPoint, and I've changed my template size to 8.5 by 11 because then that matches the paper that you're printing out. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to decide what shape you want your hand signal posters to be. So personally, I like circles for mine, but you could also make them a rectangle if you wanted to. As I draw my circle, I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and this is going to keep it as a circle. Now, if you'll remember back from part one, the most important thing that you want to do is you want to measure. And so you want to think about how big do I want these? And so I'm going to actually, I measured and I want mine to be 3.5 by 3.5 inches. Actually, I'm going to make them 4. Because about 2 to a page is what I want. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set it up, like think about what do I want it to look like. So I want it to actually match the calendar cards that I made previously. And so I'm going to make it this color of a fill. I want a black outline. And I'm going to also make it match my calendar cards that had a 4.5 point weight on the outline on the outside. And so, excuse me, I'm going to do the exact same thing for these hand signal posters. It just makes everything in your classroom kind of look cohesive if you're creating the same each time. And then I'm going to go grab my fonts from here. So I'm just going to press copy and paste. And then I'm going to think about what do I want them to say. And I'm going to also be bringing in some clip art. So let me show you real fast. So if you're making hand signal posters, one of the things that you're going to need are hands. So a great place to get those is like Teachers Pay Teachers, and you just kind of go on and you put in hand signal clip art and you pick which ones work best for you. Now I've already purchased some, and so I'm going to be using the ones that I have are these. They are from Rainbow Sprinkle Studio. I love all of Sasha's things, and I love that they're multicultural. And so we're just going to make a couple. So we're going to say, I'm going to start with this. So I'm going to put in my hand signal, and I'm just kind of getting an idea of how big I want everything to be. And so some people do their hand signals where it's just the hand signal and then words around it. Or if you teach younger grades, then you might also want like a photo to go with it, like this. So in this case, this would mean that they need a new pencil. So that's what we're going to make today for the first one. Okay, so when I make mine, I like to have a like a title font. And then I also like to have as much reading as possible for my students. And so I also like a subtitle font with the question. This is personally just how I like to make my silent hand signal posters. So may So here's our first one. So now I'm going to make a second one. I'm just going to select all and then edit, copy. So there it shows you the shortcut on the side. I can press Command C, Command V to paste another one. And I'm going to change this background. I'm going to make it this color, and then I'm going to we're going to change it. It's going to actually be a tissue. May I get, and then I need to think about, okay, what hand do I want it to be for tissue? And I'm just going to use the number 1. And to give me a good basis for what size to make my hand, I'm going to look back at this one. So this one was 1.85 tall. So I'm going to make this one about the same. I'm going to start there. And then based on that, I can make it a little bit bigger or smaller. And I'm going to do the same thing. So then I'm going to put, oh, I had a tissue box. Here it is. So these are all clip art that I kind of already owned, but you can basically go on Teachers Pay Teachers and find your clip art that you need, or you know, you can get it offline as long as it's only for personal use. Kind of make it the size that you need it to be, and you put it in there, and then that's it. Then they're ready to print out. You make all the ones that you need, and they're personalized to you, and they match the other classroom decor that you made. All right, if there's something else that you're needing help making, I would love for you to drop it in the comments below, and I can make you a video to help you figure out how to either create your own classroom decor, or if you're interested, I do have some of this classroom decor available in my Teachers Pay Teacher store.